Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking about my college experience as well as just how my first years went, my first overall year. So I would say the experience was good. I will be talking a lot of the ups, the downs, the hard, the easy, and the fun I had. So let's get started. I'm going to be talking about the positives first. I would say my first year was pretty good. I would say I was nervous at first to meet new friends, get used to my courses. I was worried that the work was going to be too much or overloaded, but I went through it and I was surprised of how much I actually was able to accomplish my first year. So much so that I'm ready for my second year of college. I will say that the classes were intense at first. I felt like I got everything. I felt like, oh, I'm in charge. I know what I'm doing. But the truth is, I'm letting you guys know now, after the first two classes, you feel like you don't know nothing. Because everyone has this expectation of, oh, I've been doing this for a while, or I've been studying this for a while, that everyone knows oh, I already know how to edit film, I already know how to take photos, I already know how to market myself. But after taking my first couple classes this year, I realized how I wanted to market myself, or I can improve in some areas. So stuff like that I really took into consideration, as well as I was able to find myself more, who I am as a person and how I want to be seen and stuff like that. Because sometimes that's hard, especially as a neurodiverse person, saying that, well, this is how I view myself, so I'm going to present myself this way. Because us neurodivergents, we're so used to maxing or hiding ourselves in some spaces. And I was kind of like that at first, but now I'm kind of I'm going to just be me and just do me. And I don't care if people like me or not. And I feel like we need to have more of that in the community, more of let's just be ourselves with no judgment. As well as I will also say that it's always good in your first couple classes to talk to people, even if it's small talk. I know sometimes it can be a little uncomfortable, but sometimes that small talk can be helpful because it can lead up to friendships. I met amazing friends that way, just having the most randomest conversations. Not just that, oops, sorry, not just that, as well as just being yourself. And if you need help, you can always ask a friend. You can talk to professors. I know at my college, we have tutors, or I always use that because the tutoring in my college is free. And I will say that as well. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Because I know a lot of people can be afraid, but just don't. It's okay if you need help on a certain subject if you don't know. Because everyone is learning at different paces at college and stuff like that. So now I'm going to go on to some of the harder stuff I dealt with over the semester. Now I'm going to be discussing some of the stuff that was hard for me, but I overcame. I will say I took this one course for video documentary, and I'm so used to recording and editing and producing myself, but I needed to work with a team. So I felt okay. I felt a little uneasy because I'm kind of a control freak, especially when it comes to how I want my content or how I want my art to be perceived. And I would just say if you have to do group projects like that, just let your teammates know your weakness and your strength, because most of the time that helped me. Because luckily my partners knew for that project, okay, I'm good at this and I'm good at that, but I'm not great at that. So we all kind of helped each other with that. like, oh, I'm maybe not the best at audio production, but I'm really good at camera work and script writing. Like, I know how to make a script or time management. Or somebody else is really good at like editing for a specific type of edit. So like that helped us a lot. Not just that, I will also say like in college, you can make a lot of friends, but that doesn't mean a lot of them are gonna stay or a lot of them are gonna be like your friends into the end. You have to have that expectation of like, you're gonna meet people, people come and go, but the people who stay are your friends and they're gonna be your friends for the longest. Because I had some situations of like, oh, I met people, we became friends, and then all of a sudden we stopped talking, or it was like weird, petty bull, and I just didn't want to be associated with that, or like associated with those people that always thought negative or always brought like bad energy and stuff like that. Because I don't need that stuff in my life, and I don't think people want like that negative person who always talk negative about their classes or negative about the college experience. Like, if you're having a hard time, I get it, but like, if you're not having that much of a hard time and you're still complaining, I just don't get that mentality. So I would say like one of the things is make sure you're around people that are positive, but like make sure you're around people that like you would like and have a decent conversation with. Like someone you can talk to almost every day, if you're living on campus, like see every day, stuff like that. As well as, I'm going to talk about in a different video, but I'm going to talk a little bit now. I had a really hard difficulty in one of my classes because my professor knew my accommodations, but they didn't really let me use it, or like let me like told me how I can use my accommodations in class, and I will talk about that on a video of like how I'm able to use accommodations in my college when it comes to classwork. And just one short example is during big exams, I can take it in a room. Like we have this room for like accommodations, and I can go take a test somewhere quieter, and I could get more time because I maybe need more time, stuff like that. And that professor wasn't really like the best at complying, so that was kind of hard. And I would say like that's one of the hard things. Like if you have accommodations or if you don't get along with the professor, it can be difficult and it can be frustrating, but you will get through it. And I would say that most of the time it's maybe not even the professor's fault, it's more of like the curriculum, or it's like how they get to understand us. We have to like get on a working field. And I would say like the other thing that was kind of hard about this semester was kind of like debating back and forth if I should live on campus or not, because I was a commuter my first year, and being a commuter your first year, like it was really good, but I knew a lot of people that lived on campus, so when they hanged out and stuff, I was not really able to hang out. So I kind of felt kind of left out, or like, oh, I have to leave early because, you know, I have to go home and study. And it's not just that, also like having different priorities. Like, oh, I'm a college student, but also I'm a brother, I'm a son to my mom and dad. So like coming home and like spending time with family and stuff like that, as well as finding time for yourself to just relax or do stuff that you like. Because I noticed that like my first semester, I was so focused sometimes on studying that I forgot to do basic things like eat or like take a minute to walk, stuff like that. So I would say stuff like that's really important. So that's all the stuff I wanted to say about my first experience in college. I will have a second part talking more of like how I was able to get through it and stuff. This video is more of me just talking about the ups and downs. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please. Thank you so much for joining the family, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.